All right, so to take first to get we'll take one of the valves out, so you can see that. But to do that, best to take out one of the rocker arms here. So it looks like I'm take off. Yeah, so now we can get access. So there's a this is the valve stem, it's called, and then there's a spring in there, and then so we're gonna actually have to pop this off, and so I can actually just push in here and then look at that, just like that. That was like 1 second. They're usually, well, on bigger engines it's not that easy, but in this one it was great. So anyway, so you can see down in there, this is the valve stem. There's a seal there because you'll have oil up in here, and you don't want to have oil you don't want to burn oil. That's bad for emissions and bad for using your oil too. So there's a little valve stem seal there. So I'm going to push the stem through, pull it out, and here's the valve. So this is what a valve looks like. This is the intake valve. And then there's a valve stem seal. There's a little rubber seal there that sits in there. So this valve, this is, anyone who's used to looking at engines, this is a very famous shape, this thing here. And there's a valve seat, which is just metal, but basically one thing to note about this, it's very important that seat is clean and well and hard material to interface with this, so it makes a good seal. And what you might not be able to see is that this is a aluminum head, and then there's actually a steel valve seat. So, and the valve seats, they take a lot of, especially the exhaust one, take quite a bit of abuse. So it's got to be a good material. Anyway, so here's the valve. So this, if you can kind of see that angle there, and there's like a mating angle on the seat here. So that goes up and down, like that, really super fast. I mean, again, this is an overhead valve, so it's over the piston, so they call it overhead valves. The camshaft is down inside this and actuates push rods, and which actuate the rocker arms that push the valve down. So that's what every overhead valve engine arrangement is like. You'll hear overhead cam, and that means that instead of having the camshaft down there, the camshaft will be on the top, and basically will push almost directly on the valves. Usually there's some other little bits in there, but and there'll be like a chain coming up, turning, on a sprocket that turns the camshaft. So what's the camshaft? Well, let's open the rest of the engine up and see that. So we're going to open up what's called the crankcase. The crankcase is called the crankcase because it's got the crankshaft in there, and in this particular design, the crankcase and the cylinder are all one big casting, machined casting. I'll explain what castings are in another nerd level video. Oh, there we go. It was difficult and then it was easy, just like that. This is, oh, look at that. This is called a key. So when you put like a pulley or something on there, if you don't have something like this in there, then this shaft will just turn and not turn the pulley or whatever you want to put on there, your gear or something like that. So that key goes there, but we got to take that to get this apart. There's a seal here. This is typically called, the main seal. It's to keep oil inside the crankcase. So I'll pull that off, and oh, all right, great, very nice. There's a ball bearing for the crankshaft. Nice little ball bearing. And there's a good amount of oil in there, not a lot. It won't be too bad making a mess here. And here, hopefully you can see the crankshaft. So you can see here, this is the crankshaft. It has a gear on it, It's a helical gear. Basically means because the teeth are angled. And this is the camshaft. You can't see the cams on the other side. We'll take that out later. But what we have to be aware of is that, as you may have picked up on, I don't know, the way the cam and the crank move together has to be timed perfectly for it to work. Let's see. So you can see here there's a mark on the camshaft. So those two have to go together. That's a pretty simple concept, actually. Oh, all right. So now we took out the camshaft. So this is the camshaft. Very special thing. The camshaft is, if you look at it this way, you can kind of see what a cam is. It's like a egg-shaped thing. So as this turns, if you imagine that push rod that I was showing you before is on there. Actually, we'll just grab one right here. And as I turn this, it'll push this out, right? Because it's long and egg-shaped. And as it turns, it'll allow it to go back down. So that the cams actually move this in and out. All right, so I mentioned before when I mentioned something about there's probably lifters. So those push rods don't really push directly on the cam like I just showed you. What happens is it has these little guys. These are the lifters, and these actually rod in the cam, which of course makes more sense than that little. So these get pushed by the cam. So as this turns, then it's going to make this go out this way. You know, in and out, like that. And this push rod we saw before that pushes the valves goes in there. So that's how that works. So now we can get a good look at the crankshaft and the piston. The connecting rod. So you got the piston here, and it's got something called a connecting rod attached to it. And if I turn this, you'll see, just like your leg on the bike, you can see this thing here. That's the connecting rod, and so that goes around. So you can see that that's translating it from rotational to up and down motion, just like your legs on the bike, or the crank on your bike, I should say. So that's how it goes up and down. You can kind of see that going on there. Yep. All right. Inside, I mentioned there's this connecting rod. I don't know if you can see in there, there's a couple of cap screws on there. So I'm going to just loosen those, take those out, and then I'll be able to pull the piston out, and you'll get to see that. I don't know if you can see that, but oh, I just took it off. So this is on the bottom of that connecting rod, and it has this like little fin on there. That little fin actually is so that when this is going around, it stirs the oil up and makes the oil spray all over everything. More oil on everything, the better down in here. You want everything lubed up. All right, so let's get this piston out. All right, so here's the piston. And this was on here like this. So I was talking about this goes up and down, something like this. So this is the piston, and there's these are called piston rings. This is the connecting rod. There's a pin in there, so this actually rotates. And this moves like this, and that's called the wrist pin. These piston rings are really important because they make it so that the piston itself doesn't actually, it's not supposed to really rub on the cylinder. So let me show you the cylinder now that we can actually look down at it. So now you can see the cylinder there, and you can see that crankshaft down in there kind of. The cylinder wall is and this whole piston ring interface is really important. And we'll go over that on a nerd level video at some point, but basically just to kind of give you a quick overview, this bottom one is called the oil ring, and basically its job is to kind of keep oil in there and keep this thing lubed as it goes up and down. But there's two more rings, and they're there to seal the gases up above from getting down to the crankcase. It's like, some little bits can still kind of get down in there, but it's supposed to really keep that, separate the oil region from the combustion region, because otherwise, when this starts to wear, you get blue smoke and bad emissions and stuff like that. So this is a really important part of the engine. Like, without this, the thing doesn't work. I don't know if you can see that there's a little gap there. This is actually bigger. This ring is bigger than the cylinder diameter, and it kind of has to squeeze in there, and this will close down when it squeezes in there. So then there's just like a tiny little space for gases to go through, and with the speed things are moving, oil and the gases, all that stuff, and then multiple rings, like, that doesn't happen. Not much goes through. So now you know the basics. We ignited and expanded fuel air mixture in there to drive a piston up and down, which, just like our bicycle, turns the crank, turns the shaft, and finally, after all that stuff, we got to rotate whatever we're trying to rotate. It's a pretty amazing little machine, though. I mean, there's so many things going on there. So yeah, we'll dig into it more and more videos as we keep going. Thank you.